Connecticut to Long Island by ferry, then Sag Harbor, East Hampton, and Hampton Bays, all in one day? Can it be done? Let's find out. Our road trip started from home in New Brunswick, in Canada. We spent a night in Maine, spent a night down the road from the ferry port in New London, then got up early this morning to get down to the ferry port in plenty of time to catch our ride to Orient Point, Long Island. All aboard on the Susan Ann. We are headed over to Long Island to take a look at the Hamptons and explore everything it has to offer. We only have one day to do it, so hopefully we can hit as much as possible, and we're going to take you guys along for the tour. So hope you enjoy. As we said, we're taking the Susan Ann over to Orient Point. The cost was $168 US for one way for 4 passengers. And apparently the time it takes is an hour and a half. So we'll let you know if that's accurate, but there we go. The Susan Ann is one of the classic vessels in the Cross Sound Ferry fleet, carrying passengers and cars between New London, Connecticut, and Orient Point, Long Island since the late 90s. So let's take a walk around to see what there is to eat and drink on this ferry. There is a solid little menu here for the hour-long crossing, and if you're in the mood for something stronger, yep, they've got you covered. Beer, wine, even cocktails are available right at the counter. So it's totally fine to grab a drink and enjoy the ride. Take your food up top, or find a window seat and just watch the Long Island Sound roll by. It's simple, it's easy, and honestly, it's one of the best parts of the trip. So we're officially on our way. Susan Ann has left New London. Next stop, Orient Point. So one piece of advice is if the weather would be bad and you're, apt to be seasick, you might want to have your Gravol, because even on a nice day like today, the boat is rocking pretty good. So if that's something you guys get is seasick, bring your Gravol. So real quick, for anyone who's never been, here's a little bit about the Hamptons. It's not one town, it's a string of villages on the eastern end of Long Island, New York. Southampton, East Hampton, Sag Harbor, Hampton Bays, and a bunch of others. And depending on who you ask, the Hamptons means something a little different. It's become shorthand for old money, summer houses, and celebrity sightings. But the history actually goes back way further than that. Parts of this area were settled in the 1600s, which makes them older than most of the country. All right, so we're here in Sag Harbor. We made it. So the boat over from New London only took an hour and 20 minutes, so we were here pretty quick. We had to take 2 ferries, so just word of the wise, if you're coming from Orient Point over on the ferry to get to Sag Harbor, you had to take 2 ferries. They're $22 each. We had 4 people, so it'd be less if we had less people, but it's $22 and there's 2 of them, $22 US, and then it takes no time to get here to Sag Harbor. So we're gonna take a look at some of the shops. They got some gorgeous bookstores, as well as some antique stores and some great little shops. So we're gonna go take a look. So let's go. This is Main Street, Sag Harbor. It is such a laid-back place, having that old town feel. A quick facts, or some facts, back in 1789, this tiny village was actually declared the first official port of entry in the United States, busier than New York City itself. It was a massive whaling port too, even name-checked by Herman Melville in Moby Dick. These days, it's less about whale oil and more about boutiques, galleries, and apparently a very specific pink storefront my daughter has been talking about since we left the hotel before getting on the ferry. Yep, we made it. Love Shack Fancy. This was a non-negotiable. Okay, let's head in. Obviously, it's not my type of store, but it is a very nice store. Fun fact, this actual Sag Harbor shop was the first Love Shack Fancy store ever, back in 2018, before it blew up into the brand it is today. They have gorgeous dresses and the gorgeous price tags to go with it. You're looking at about $300 to $900 plus. We didn't get anything, but it's worth it for the pictures alone. All right, our next stop, East Hampton. Let's go.
So we've made it now to East Hampton. So we're going to take a tour around here. We were just at Sag Harbor. This is only a quick 10-minute drive. And now we're going to take a look here. This looks like it has more high-end shops like Ralph Lauren, Prada, and Louis Vuitton. So we're going to go take a peek.
All right, East Hampton, Sag Harbor's flashier, more polished cousin. This place goes way back too. Settled in 1648 and originally called Maidstone before it took the East Hampton name. Fun fact, the guy who wrote Home Sweet Home actually grew up right here, and his old salt box house is still standing today. It's also home to Clinton Academy, the very first school chartered by New York State. These days, it's less a whaling town, more designer storefronts and reservation-only restaurants. And honestly, after Sag Harbor's laid-back charm, this felt a little more done up, a little less us. Let's see if the beach changes our minds. East Hampton Beach, here we come. And here it is, Main Beach, East Hampton. This isn't just any beach either. It was just ranked the 5th best beach in the entire country by Dr. Beach's 2026 rankings. Wide, soft sand, dunes protected by a conservation easement that goes back over 300 years. And apparently, a solid spot for celebrity sightings if you keep your eyes open. Look, East Hampton, the town, didn't totally win us over, but I'll admit it, this beach might just redeem the whole stop. We don't have much time to spend here, but we will take a quick walk on the sand.
All right, so we just took a visit of the East Hampton Main Beach. Parking is by permit only. You can pay on the app as well, but it is a great looking beach, full facilities, bathroom, restaurant, all the good stuff that you would need for a day at the beach. So now we're going to continue down Long Island towards Southampton and Hampton Bays, continuing on our Long Island day. Here we go.
Turns out fitting the Hamptons into 24 hours is no joke. We completely ran out of time for Southampton. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's next. And if you want to see where we stayed for a night in Hampton Bays, click here to check it out. Thanks for watching.